Electric vehicles are taking over, and Tesla is at the forefront of this movement. I find this very exciting because I like changes like this, but with a move to a new vehicle type, there will be some changes to get used to. There are endless tips and tricks to learn with a Tesla, and those can help to utilize your car to its full potential. But today I'm going to talk about the 9 things to avoid when owning a Tesla. These 9 things could ruin your car, so let's get into it. And a special thanks to Masterworks for sponsoring a portion of this video. Overall, today's video will be a mix of things that some people find incredibly obvious and others never knew before. The first one is one I've talked about before but bears repeating: charging your car to 100%. The weird thing here is that this actually doesn't apply to every single Tesla, but it does apply to their most popular vehicle, the Model Y. When Tesla sells this car, they quote the EPA estimated range of 330 miles. That's great, but this is also when the car is driven from 100% to dead. In practice, this is something you want to avoid for battery longevity. Typically, the rule of thumb is to keep your battery between 20 to 80% charged as often as you can. Elon Musk has also talked about keeping it between 30 and 80%. As you can see here, there's no hard rule for the best percentage, and it will vary car to car, but 100% is the absolute no-go for the most part. Other percentages like 90 and 95% have been recommended by Elon Musk. Charging to 100% often will hurt your battery's longevity and lead to faster degradation over the life of the vehicle. That means that in a few years you will charge up your car and notice it getting less range when charged up to 100%. Usually this degradation isn't extremely bad, but it's very easy to lessen this by limiting charge for daily use. The other thing charging up to 100% does is prevent regen braking from working. The battery is full, so regenerative braking, which typically takes the energy from braking and puts it back into the battery, has nowhere to put that energy. Regularly driving with your battery at 100% charge will mean your brake pads are seeing more wear than they need, and your efficiency isn't as good as it could be. For me, the only time I charge to 100% is when I'm about to leave for a road trip. Now, Tesla has implemented a new feature in these cars which will apply the normal brakes for you when letting off the accelerator at 100% charge. That means in practice, there is no real discernible difference between the driver experience at 100% and 50% charge in regards to one-pedal driving, but your brakes are being used instead of regen at that high charge. So even though it feels the same, it's something to avoid. If that's confusing, then I apologize for this next piece. Some Teslas are meant to charge to 100%. In the standard range Model 3 in the US, Tesla ships a different battery chemistry called LFP. For this car and that car only, Tesla specifically recommends charging to 100%. With this chemistry, that's what's best for longevity. The Model 3 owner's manual even says, if your vehicle is equipped with an LFP battery, Tesla recommends that you keep your charge limit set to 100%, even for daily use, and that you also fully charge to 100% at least once per week. The way to tell if you have an LFP battery Model 3 is by looking on screen. Daily range will be listed from 50 to 100% on screen. For now in the US, the Model Y does not ship with this battery pack, but it does in some other countries. So at this point, a general rule of thumb could be standard range Tesla that displays daily range up to 100%, charge to 100%. Long range Tesla, do not charge to 100% if you can avoid it. On the other end of the spectrum is draining your battery down to 0%. Tesla specifically cautions this in their owner's manual under battery warnings and says, if the battery's charge level falls to 0%, you must plug it in. If you leave it unplugged for an extended period, it may not be possible to charge or use Model Y without jump starting or replacing the low voltage battery. Leaving Model Y unplugged for an extended period can also result in permanent battery damage. So again here, don't expect to get your EPA range daily because you actually don't want to charge up to 100% or drop the car down to 0% with any sort of regularity. I usually try to make 5% the lowest I ever get in my car. Next up is a quick one, and that's turning off regenerative braking. Depending on your vehicle model and software, Tesla gives a few different options for driving. You can no longer reduce the amount of regen entirely, but you can choose between 3 stopping modes: creep, roll, and hold. Typically, when coming from a gas vehicle, creep and roll can be a good middle ground before going into full one-pedal driving, but long-term, they're worse for efficiency and your brakes. For creep, they say slowly move when pedals are released, and roll will roll when pedals are released. But hold maximizes range by extending regenerative braking to lower speeds and automatically blends in brakes to hold the vehicle at a stop. Hold is the best driver experience in my opinion, but it's also the best for efficiency and regen braking. Again, long-term, using creep or roll will wear on your brakes a bit more and reduce your vehicle's efficiency, so the best option is to get used to and fully use regen with hold mode. Next up for number 3 is something far less confusing. Don't clean your Tesla seats with toxic wipes. Tesla uses vegan leather in their cars, and while these are overall pretty easy to maintain, the one thing to avoid is any normal kitchen cleaners cleaners that have harmful chemicals. Even with a stain on white seats, these cleaners will only make things worse long term. They can break down the material in these seats and reduce their lifespan. The overall solution is that if you plan to use wipes to clean your seats, use baby wipes. They are mild, won't break anything down for these materials, and do a great job cleaning both black and white seats in Tesla interiors. Now, number 4 is something that you wouldn't know unless you truly researched Tesla, and that's slamming the hood. A great way to ruin the hood of a Tesla is to close it pretty much like any other car you've probably owned. Vehicle hoods are typically very heavy and require somewhat of a slam to close properly, since the engine is back there and you rarely access it. In a Tesla, though, there's no engine and there's a front trunk. That means you access this area much more often, but the hood of any Tesla is very, very lightweight. This likely is to reduce vehicle weight, but it also requires that you shut it very gently. For the Model Y, Tesla says the proper way to close it is to lower the hood until the striker touches the latches, place both hands on the front of the hood in the area shown in green, then press down firmly to engage the latches. They specifically tell you to do this with 2 hands, not to touch the red area, and to avoid slamming or dropping it. For the Model 3, it's pretty much the same directions, but the Model S is a bit more specific when it comes to the diagram as to where to put pressure with your hands when closing. The Model X is the same. This is something that's often not well communicated, and many people mess up, so remember not to slam the hood of your Tesla. Next up, the economy is changing each day. Even the companies that shape our day-to-day lives are taking hits this year. In 2022 alone, companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft have lost $5 trillion in market value. Inflation is hitting savings, traditional stock bond portfolios are down 34%, and the average retail investor's portfolio overall is down 44% this year. That's where Masterworks comes in. Masterworks offers you opportunities with near zero correlation to the stock market or other assets altogether. Huge investors like Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Morgan Stanley are reporting a massive migration to alternative assets. Masterworks allows you to invest in museum-grade artwork for a fraction of the cost. They are the first and only art investment platform. They buy artwork worth millions, securitize them with the SEC, and allow investors to invest in shares of an initial offering. From there, Masterworks stores the art and monitors the market to determine the ideal time to sell. After the sale, they split the profits with investors. There's never been a better time to start investing in world-famous masterpieces from artists like Picasso, Monet, and Banksy. 550,000 people have joined the platform so far, but you can get priority access at the link in the description below. Next up, number 5 is closing the door with the window. Tesla doors open up without a frame. Instead, the windows slightly roll down when the door is open, it clears the seal, and then you close the door and it rolls back up. Because of this design, which many aren't used to, it actually includes less places for you to shut the door. Essentially, it's a small door with a window on top, instead of a large door with glass inside of it. Sometimes people will grab the window glass and use this to shut the door, but long term, this is putting unnecessary stress on the window. Instead, the place to close the door of a Tesla is with the door itself. I usually just close it with the door right where the trim is and the window starts. The 6th way to ruin your Tesla is to use it in a way that I wish Tesla would let you, as a large bidirectional battery. More than likely, the largest battery you will own if you own a Tesla is the one inside the car. This is to power driving, but more and more we're realizing the extremely useful ways this large battery can help. With cars like the F-150 Lightning offering true bidirectional charging, you can power your home or various work sites from the vehicle itself when necessary. It's like a giant mobile generator, and this is extremely useful, but Tesla does not allow you to do this in any of their vehicles. You can run basic accessories with the 12-volt ports in the car, or charge your phone on the wireless charger, but there's no built-in way to connect the car to your home or other larger devices. Because of this, a Tesla owner did a little tinkering and figured out how to draw 1,100 watts from their vehicle battery. The result here was that, quote, over the next few days, the vehicle started sending alerts that the 12-volt battery needed replacing, despite the shop saying that the battery seemed strong. The owner scheduled their service and found that Tesla voided their warranty because of the way they routed power through it. Specifically mentioned in Tesla's warranty limitations is using the vehicle as a stationary power source. So this is something they have specifically banned for a while on their cars. Long term, I hope Tesla changes this, but right now, it's a good way to ruin your car and possibly need a 12-volt battery replacement out of pocket and hurt your vehicle's warranty. Next up, number 7 is one that you're hopefully smart enough to avoid using an Autopilot bypass device. Teslas include active safety features and driver assistance features by default. Ultimately, it's a very good system, but it's explicitly designed to be used with a driver paying attention. If anything goes wrong, you are there to take control and ensure your car doesn't get into an accident. Tesla used to publish Autopilot safety data, and this system consistently proved effective. For Q4 of 2021, they said, in the fourth quarter, we recorded one crash for every 4.31 million miles driven in which drivers were using Autopilot technology. They contrast this to say, by comparison, NHTSA's most recent data shows that in the United States there is an automobile crash every 484,000 miles. This isn't a perfect comparison, but it shows how safe these systems can be, assuming the driver is there paying attention as designed. However, many third-party tricking devices are out there designed to attach to the steering wheel and make it so your car never asks you for input. It thinks you're there, providing turning force and paying attention. There are many devices like this, and some even show off the great feature of attaching your phone directly to the steering wheel, so that you can ensure that you're breaking Tesla's Autopilot rules, breaking the law, and putting everyone on the road in danger. It's just the dumbest thing you can do, especially when Tesla specifically states, as with all Autopilot features, you must be in control of your vehicle, pay attention to its surroundings, and be ready to take immediate action, including braking. It's your responsibility to monitor Autopilot, so please don't use these devices. Pay attention to the road, find a comfortable position on the wheel for your hand, and use the system as designed. Tesla has changed this a bit by adding some driver monitoring, and there are rumors of them adapting the steering wheel nudges to know when a device like this is used, but at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. Don't ruin your Tesla's safety by using one of these. Now, number 8 is something that will disappoint some or not be a concern for others: modifying your Tesla. Since Teslas are such software-based cars, there are actually 2 different ways you could ruin your Tesla here. Jailbreaking a Tesla is something we're seeing more and more of, since Tesla offers certain software-based upgrades like acceleration boosts. Tesla offers this, but companies like Nginx sell third-party unlocking modules for Teslas as well. Here's an example of one, which they say transforms a dual-motor Tesla into a performance one, bringing the 0 to 60 down to 3.2 seconds in a Model 3. That sounds exciting since the car is technically capable of this, but immediately you'll realize that it affects all future Tesla software updates. They specifically say to make a Tesla update, you will be able to authorize it from the Nginx web application and proceed to its installation. Before installation, you need to make sure that the update is safe here. I love getting Tesla software updates with new features and more, so always having to check if an update will break a third-party jailbreak is something I never want to deal with. It also will hurt your warranty. Nginx says that they are not responsible, quote, regarding the full or partial validity of the manufacturer's warranty following the use of this equipment. So your Tesla warranty is in question, and if Tesla somehow decides to deactivate these features once you bring it in for service, you're at a loss there as well. This is a great way to void your Tesla warranty and end up paying for serious repairs, since the car wasn't technically designed to perform the way you are unlocking it to be. I had some experience with this in the past, but on the hardware side. Hardware modifications in a Tesla can arguably improve your vehicle. For example, in my 2020 Model Y, I installed a third-party suspension to improve ride quality, but as a result, I faced a significant repair cost from Tesla. My car had a big issue with the front axle and motor, and Tesla told me that this repair was a result of a third-party modification. Because of this, I was responsible for the full $6,000 repair. The full video is linked below, but Tesla refused to cover the car under warranty because of my upgrade here. I think they blamed something that wasn't actually at fault, but it was not a fun experience trying to figure this all out. Overall, the whole thing could have been avoided if I had simply never installed this modification. For the future, I'm going to avoid any modifications to my cars on hardware or software side because I think it's the easiest way to avoid any warranty headaches. To some, it's worth it, and for you, if you really want to modify your car, just keep the warranty risk in mind so that you don't ruin your car by voiding the warranty. Last up, number 9 also involves your warranty. Teslas are very specific new vehicles. As such, they want to ensure that they repair them themselves, especially when it comes to an issue with the battery. For the main battery in a Tesla, the most valuable part of the car, there are some particular restrictions, including the fact that, quote, any attempt to open or service the battery compartment by anyone who does not have Tesla certification also voids the warranty. The full description includes a couple things we already talked about. It says that the following will void the warranty: attempts to service the battery area by non-certified personnel, non-adherence to battery charging guidelines, using the vehicle as a stationary power source, flood or fire damage, exclusions apply for battery fires within limitations, collision or general damage that has intentionally not been repaired that leads to future battery failure. For most owners, this won't be any concern, but sometimes people prefer to avoid Tesla service or try to get something fixed cheaper. In those cases, you'll likely see the warranty voided, and any future necessary repairs will come out of your pocket. A few other things that can void your warranty include, for the drive unit, loading the vehicle with cargo or passengers past its stated limitations, failure to make repairs, aftermarket modification. For the basic vehicle warranty, aftermarket modification, failure to provide basic maintenance, failure to follow up on service alerts, failure to update software when prompted. For the safety restraint system, aftermarket modification, failure to comply with recall advisories. And for corrosion and rust, damage as a result of perforation by aftermarket modification, undercoating, or rust proofing. Most of these are no-brainer things, but they're important to keep in mind for your Tesla. In the past, another thing to avoid with a Tesla was using the manual release handles on the doors. Inside, the manual release often looks like a normal door handle release, so people would automatically open the door with this and the window would rip through the seal. The interesting thing here is Tesla changed this in software, so now it rolls the window down properly when this is used, and there is still power in the car. It's still good to use the door release buttons as designed, but now this isn't as big of a deal as it used to be, which is good to see. I hope this was helpful for you when it comes to properly maintaining your Tesla and doing your best not to ruin it. Many of these things are small, but remembering to avoid them will help your Tesla stay in the best shape it can for the longest time possible. In the meantime, if you want to see the latest Tesla news, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.